Well, unfortunately, I got some sad news here. As you can see here, a drone crashed from really high up, and now it's broken. All kinds of broken. So, of course, I'm going to tell you the whole story here and what happened, and maybe you guys can, lend some insight. But, yeah, this really stinks. So, first off, let's assess the damage here. The battery is completely missing. Once this crashed, it shot out and the actual battery was pretty damaged. So because it's a high energy lithium battery, I let it sit outside for like 3 hours or 4 hours or so just to make sure it wasn't gonna catch flame or blow up or anything. And then it got thrown out, okay? Can't mess around with the lithium, so that's completely gone. I mean, it literally got ripped out, the entire system here that, snaps in, or the battery pack itself snaps in, that collar broke off, shattered, went everywhere. And the actual battery itself was dented in and just all messed up. The camera itself got ripped out. You can see the gimbal here is missing some pieces, and the wiring, I mean, literally part of it just tore out and the other part's kind of unclipped. Don't know if that's something that's repairable. Some of the sensors are kind of hanging now. The actual top, you can see, is completely cracked and broken in multiple places. This thing kind of landed on its side. You can see here as well. Propellers, they were unscrewed, but you can see one of them here is actually broken. One of them is missing, which I think got buried inside the ground when it came off. Or maybe, who knows, it came off up in the air or something. I have no idea. Just totally crazy. The remote control is fine. As you can see, beautiful remote control. Yeah, so let me tell you the story here. The first test flight, which you guys saw footage of, even though the footage was crappy, and my apologies for that, being in 4.3 and like 480, it's horrible. You got the gist of what I was looking at there, but certainly not the experience that I got watching the actual video. The video, I want to make this clear, this has well, at least it did, it's a 4K camera. Okay, and it does film in true 4K, and when I had the raw MOV files, I was able to put on my computer and watch it in 4K. It was amazing. But my first issue is I had no sound at all. Sound wasn't working. I don't know why, but it's not a huge deal because usually you don't use the raw, sound files for these. All you hear is the propellers, sounds like a big old bug. But here's what happened. The first test run, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I flew up, I flew around, flew for about 6.5 or 7 minutes or so. I kind of chopped up and edited the footage that you guys saw simply because there were certain shots I just did not want you to see for my own reasons. So I showed you what I showed you, and that was fine. And there's a feature on this remote control to return. It's actually right here, if I move stuff out of the way. It's right here. All right, during your flight, you can toggle that down, and it will return home. So when you first turn this on and you start flying it, that's your home position. It takes a GPS reading. And if you didn't want to manually bring it home, you can hit that switch and it will fly itself home and land, okay, safely. Now the first time I used this feature, it was flawless. I was probably, if I had to guess, like 300 or 400 yards away from the home position, hit the button, literally just held the remote and watched it. It came all the way back and then descended down to the ground. And then once it was on the ground, I manually shut off the motors and then shut the machine off, right? Perfect flight. I was very excited, right? So the very next day, went to the same spot and decided to do another flight. The battery itself, I just want to mention, had 75% power, okay? So I had 3 out of the 4 lights that were lit, which shows 75% power, right? And there's also on the screen on the remote control while you're flying, that gives you all kinds of information, the altitude and your direction, like a compass on top there. It tells you how long you've been flying for. It tells you your battery voltage. So the battery voltage was fine. It was totally fine, right? So I flew for about, and remember I started at 75% power, and I flew for about 6 minutes. Okay, and I basically went around the same areas. Okay, I didn't go too far, didn't go too high or anything like that. There's a feature on the on the remote, which you obviously can't see now, but it's up in the corner here, and it shows you how many satellites are connected to this that you're running off of for signal. And there was like 17 or 18 satellites, so I had a strong connection with this machine, right? So at some point, it was like 6 or 7 minutes in, I hit the return home again, okay? But by the way, totally sunny day, very light winds, okay? Maybe gusts of like 5 miles an hour way up there, you know, no wind down by me. Perfect, no rain, you know, no clouds, nothing like that. So anyway, so I hit return home, and it took about 20 or 30 seconds to get to the position where I, you know, first, like the home position where I first, you know, brought it up in the air. But it wasn't quite over top of that position. It was about 40 or 50 feet away from it. And I was watching the controller here, and once it got to that position, it just stopped. It held its position in the air, but it didn't descend. Okay, like the first flight, once it got over the home position, it would slowly descend, and it shows meters, and it would, you know, climb down 2 or 3 meters at a time every second. You know, 1 second it'd be like, whatever it is, 199, and okay, 197, and whatever, and you could see it descending, and you can physically see it in the sky as well. You're supposed to have an actual visual with your eyes, so it doesn't go too high or too far, right? So I hit the home button, it came over kind of in the area, it hovered for probably a minute, and it was not descending. I wasn't touching anything, I was just watching it not descend, and I'm thinking, what's going on here, right? So I figured, all right, well, I'll just wait. It's obviously calculating something, reading something, who knows, right? And where it is in the sky is I can kind of barely make it out. It was pretty damn high. But you can still kind of hear it faintly in the distance. And it just again, sounds like a bug, like a fly or something. It's like, zzz, you know, way up in the distance. So I'm kind of just looking at the screen and listening, and all of a sudden, my screen went dead. I lost my image, and the zzz stopped. So I'm looking at the thing, right, the remote, screen gone, no noise. I'm like, what? What happened? So I look up in the sky, and I literally see it falling to Earth. Now, holy crap, right? My heart dropped. Like, oh my God, is that really happening? And it's not funny, but what was striking, I guess I could say about it, was that it's not like it fell in 2 seconds. Like, oh no, poof. It fell for like 8 seconds. So I was watching helplessly as this thing fell from the sky, almost to the point where I couldn't even see it. So it's just free falling all the way down. And I'm like, I literally, like, I think I did a Home Alone thing where I put my hands on my face, like, oh my God, this thing, it's gonna break, it's falling, it's crashing. What do I do, right? So I helplessly stand there and watch it come all the way down and boof, right into the grass, okay, into the yard. And first of all, let me just point a couple of things out here. Thank God I'm smart enough to not fly this over other people's property. Number two, thank God it didn't damage anything, okay? Because my car was parked probably 40 feet away from where it crashed. So this thing could have easily came down and crashed on my car, broken the windshield, you know, dented the roof, dented the hood, the trunk, anywhere. It would have really messed up the car. I mean, this thing's not incredibly heavy, but it's heavy enough where the height it was falling from, it would have done some damage. But most importantly, thank God no one got hurt. This literally could have fell out of the sky and hit someone in the head, okay? So no one got hurt, no damage was done other than a big dent in the grass and obviously this machine being destroyed. But yeah, that's not good. I don't think I have to tell you that. That's not a good thing. But yeah, luckily it happened to land in an okay spot for a crash, I suppose. The best case scenario is just a, you know, open grass yard. So yeah, it kind of, I froze up. I didn't really know what to do. Didn't know what was going on. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this thing just fell out of the sky and broke. Wow. So I kind of stood at it, you know, or stared at it, I should say, from a distance. Then I finally just ran over to go see what the damage was. And then the battery pack was out. Like I said, some of the propellers were off, broken. Obviously the camera got ripped out. I'm like, oh my God. So I picked up the mess, took care of the battery situation to make sure that wasn't gonna, you know, catch fire or explode or, you know, have any problems. And I just thought about it. I'm like, what could possibly have happened? Now, number one, I had adequate battery power. So you might think, well, you know, if the battery runs out, maybe that's it, just shuts off, there's no power, right? I definitely lost power in the air because two things that I know for certain that I lost power. Number one, I stopped making noise. So the motors literally shut off. And number two, at the exact same time, I lost the image completely. So it stopped transmitting, you know, the information to the controller. So it lost power for sure and fell to earth and broke. I don't know why. I had enough power on there. And here's the kicker though, is that there's a built-in feature on here where even if it was losing power, there's a feature that will bring it back to the home spot, okay? To prevent just such a thing happening. And falling out of the sky and potentially hurting people, if not killing someone, and causing lots of damage, right? So it's not a battery issue, okay? And by the way, when this was happening, I was holding onto the remote, just like this. I had the screen out. Okay, I was holding onto the remote, but after I hit the return home button, I didn't touch anything. Okay, so it wasn't like I was manipulating something and shut it off or something got, you know, switched or whatever. I was literally hit it home and I'm just watching the monitor and waiting for it to come home. And like I said, it hovered there for about a minute or so and then just shut off. It wasn't quite over the spot. Like I said, it had to have been at least 40 to 50 feet away from the spot that I lifted off at, the actual home base. The first flight I did, it landed like literally inches from where I first lifted off. So I know that feature worked fine the first time. The second time, no idea what happened. But it's devastating. And this is, unfortunately, I think, beyond repair. I mean, this can probably, I could maybe plug these things in. I'd have to get a new battery for it. Even then, I don't know how safe this would be. I mean, you can see that the body itself broke. I would imagine internally there's some things that are messed up here, but I don't really know. I don't know if this is even salvageable. So I contacted Banggood, which is the company this was sent from, and I'm just awaiting their response to see what they say. So I'll keep you guys updated. I don't know what's going to happen with this, if they're going to send a replacement, or if it's just kind of like, hey, you know, that's on you. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what's going on, but it stinks. It really is pretty devastating. I don't think this one is repairable. You know what I mean? And even if it was repairable, it'd still be costly. But again, thank God no one got hurt. Thank God nothing got damaged other than this. And wow, I don't know. I can't even say lesson learned because I didn't do anything wrong. It just malfunctioned. Obviously, if you guys have any information or any idea as to what could have caused this problem, please let me know down below because I really don't understand what happened. The only thing I can guess is maybe there was some kind of radio frequency disturbance. I really don't know. What would have shut the power off? Do you know what I'm saying? There was power in here and it literally lost power. It lost signal. Now, some people might say, well, maybe the battery wasn't in all the way. The battery, there's two slots, right? And there's obviously two prongs here. So it gets physically pressed into these slots and then also clips in on top and bottom. So it was securely pushed in and clicked in. So while in flight, there's no way the battery came loose. Do you know what I'm saying? That might be like a thought, maybe a wind gust or something knocked it around a little bit. But again, there's no wind gust because I was watching the footage on the camera and it wasn't, you know, getting banged around or anything. So I'm really at a loss for ideas as to what could have caused this thing to literally shut off mid-flight. But that's it. It's what, you know, it's what broke it. It's done, kaput. So extremely disappointing, obviously. But yeah, if you can shed any ideas or any light onto the situation here, what could have possibly happened, I'd love to know. Other than that, I'll let you know in the future what the company decides to do. So I explained the whole situation, and you know, I'll see what they say. But anyway, that's that. Just sharing the bad news. I was really having a lot of fun with this thing. There's just, you know, the sky's the limit. There's so many capabilities you can use this for watching nature, obviously getting different shots of property, stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool because I had a shot from the 70s of that area. When you saw the test, you know, footage, whatever, there was a shot that was taken from an airplane, like in the 70s. And I was trying to get the same shot to mimic that shot to see what it looks like today with different growth and, you know, the property change and stuff. I thought it was, you know, pretty cool. But I had lots of ideas for this thing, and lots of different locations I wanted to go to fly it. And we'll see. We'll see if they send out a replacement or not. I'll keep you posted. So anyway, thanks for watching. Looking forward to the comments. Like I said, any ideas you have, let me know. And I like to figure this out. I don't like mysteries. I don't like unsolved, you know, what happened, you'll never know. I like conclusions, really. I like to know what happened. I don't like open-ended things. So hopefully there was a conclusion, there was a specific explanation as to what happened. And not only that, but to make sure that this would never happen again. Even if I got another one, it's like, it makes me nervous that it's going to happen again. I don't know what caused it, so how would I know it wouldn't happen again? It's posing a risk, a danger to not only the people around and the animals, but obviously different types of property. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.